What's up, everybody? Joe White here, and today we're back. People often ask me why do I continue to make videos about this chucklehead, and the fact of the matter is the chucklehead keeps making news for all the wrong reasons. That's right, Dave Meltzer. Mr. Dave Meltzer. If it doesn't happen in the Tokyo Dome, I don't want to hear about it. I mean, come on. So, I was at Bad Blood a couple weeks ago, sat there with my kid, took my kid to Atlanta, ate some Whataburger, enjoyed myself, and, you know, had a good time at the pay per view. Thought the pay per view was tremendous. The Rock showed up at the end, and now I've been very critical of The Rock's return. I always have been whenever he returns. The only reason why he came back was because he got a huge payday to join the board of TKO. What was it, 11 million? I think he got right off the bat. His fledgling movie career, let's face it, his last few outings have not done that good. This other one that he's got coming out next month, um, what is it, the red one? The red guy? I don't know. It's a Christmas movie. It looks okay. I like the preview of it. Um, I know I don't think it's going to do well. I don't think it's going to do what he's done in the past. Um, you got him going and doing a video promo with Oprah Winfrey talking about please donate to Hawaii when you got two multi-billionaires standing there asking us, the common folk, to give money. Edge did the same thing with AEW this past week, but anyway, I've already talked about that. Um, so now The Rock is back in wrestling, and he had to come back to wrestling because he needed to court some goodwill with the fans. And he needed to get the people back. And he did that by, coming back and to his credit, doing a full camp. He even said a full camp is getting done. He had rings set up in California. He had rings set up in Hawaii where his residence is there. And he full on committed himself by doing a full training camp and full on getting himself back into ring shape. Um, and I commend him for that. If you're going to do something, you know, he doesn't want to half ass it. To Meltzer's credit, he said that all along. So my question is, you know, why would you sit there and say something like The Rock is not doing WrestleMania when it's clear that they are building up to a one-on-one match between either The Rock and Roman Reigns or The Rock and, Cody Rhodes? Or I got the impression at Bad Blood that it may be a triple threat at Mania, which is fitting. But let's listen to what Meltzer had to say this past Friday. Not even a week after, where it was about almost a week since The Rock showed up at the end of Bad Blood with the People's Championship. I'm sorry, that Brahma Bull belt is ugly and I don't want to see it again. But anyway, I don't care if Muhammad Ali's wife gave you her blessing or whatever the case may be. I don't care. I don't want to see that belt anymore. It's one of the most gaudiest, ugliest. Bring back the old Brahma Bull belt that was really never used back in like when they did um I think 1999, 2000, somewhere around there they were going to do a Brahma Bull belt to answer Stone Cold Smoking Skull belt. That Brahma Bull belt, which I think you could buy replicas of on WWE Shop, looks far better than that fake looking gold look. It looks like fake gold. It really does. But anyway, This is what Meltzer had to say about The Rock Friday night with his then co-host Garrett Gonzalez.
So, God, tomorrow's going to be a crazy day. And I don't know if you know what the story is, that I was sure like it's going to be everywhere. And then I wake up, nobody's talking about it. And usually so many Fridays I wake up and it's like some, minor thing and people blow it out of proportion. And this was like a giant story that, whatever. Like, it's like, it was
You're talking about the AEW story.
I am not talking about the AEW story.
You're talking about The Rock.
I'm talking about Dwayne Johnson.
Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure which, because those are your two big stories of the week.
Yeah. Dwayne Johnson right now is not doing WrestleMania. That could change, of course, but just that fact that when I heard it stunned me. Especially after Sunday or Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday, and it's like the story is just the schedule's too hard. I mean, look, if he wants to do it, he can do it, but he may have other commitments. I don't know, but it's just. Him and Cody was the main event. And I watched that show and I thought, oh, maybe they're going to do a three-way with Roman, and that'd be a cool main event. And in fact, whatever the main event is right now, and I don't even know if they have one, it doesn't involve him. Not to say that it won't, it was basically, if he changes his mind, hopefully it's before the Royal Rumble so they can get their acting together. But
even if he changes his mind after the Royal Rumble, doesn't matter. Yeah. They'll figure a way to do it.
Yeah, but the thing is, if he does have commitments, I don't know what they would be, but look, whatever movie or whatever, if he does have commitments, he's not going to be able to train the way he wants to train because he's not going to come back. The thing is, he's not going to come back, especially at his age, in anything but the best shape possible. He's not going to go out there to, I don't want to say stink out the joint, because even if he does, it wouldn't be viewed that way because it's him. But he's got very high standards for himself. He's going to do, especially when it comes to pro wrestling, he's not going to do a shit job in pro wrestling. Some might have complained that match was too long, and it probably was last year, but you can't say that he was not in, cosmetic shape, of course, but he was able to do it at his age. It was pretty. When you consider how long he'd been out, I thought he did a pretty great job. But he's not going to come back to do a bad job. So yeah, right now it's the impression I got was that if he didn't have time for full camp and do all that, then it's just not going to happen. So we'll see.
Okay, based on the last 2 or 3 years of the talk of him doing WrestleMania, and then last year he finally does it, but he comes in and they have to change plan. Like, is there anything to the idea that this could be simply gamesmanship by him to make people understand that he is really like the key to this whole thing?
I don't think so, based on how it was explained to me. I don't think so, but I don't know that he doesn't need to show his power. He does show his power. He doesn't need to because everyone understands that. So there's no need to, play a game like, oh, I'm not going to do it and then do it. He just doesn't need to do that. He's on the board of directors and Nick Khan's the president of the company, who's running things, and they're very, very tight. So he's going to get what he wants, other than, the one thing that maybe or may not be an issue is if he comes in and says, I want the title for a year and I'm never going to be here for a year. I could see that one being a problem, but anything else is probably fair game.
Okay.
So that happened Friday. Saturday, Meltzer talks about, I posted that Friday and nobody's talking about it. No, it's a big story and no one's talking about it. We found out very quickly why no one was talking about it, because it's another thing that you've made up. It's another thing that you've made up in your head, that somebody is either that or you're so gullible and so stupid and you don't double source things. It's obvious that he doesn't double source anything. So it's obvious. Oh my God. Anyway, Just look at the Dragon Gate story from last year that he had to freaking backtrack from and apologize for. But anyway, The Rock comes out on Twitter after somebody asks him, "Hey, are you not doing WrestleMania?" And The Rock pretty much said it's bullshit. So here it is, just 24 hours later on Dave Meltzer's show, and this is what he said.
We got to breeze through some news here before we run out of time. The Rock may or may not be doing Mania this year.
Yeah, he said it's bullshit that somebody goes, "So sure you're not doing Mania? That's bullshit." Well, I know that he was not, he was not confirmed for the show as of Thursday. So if something changed, I'll find out. But I mean, he wants to do it. He's doing it. It's like up to him, obviously. So whatever it turns out, like I said, it's like as long as it's confirmed by whenever it needs to be confirmed, which would be, you know what, it could be confirmed anytime. He can, they want to know, obviously, going into the Royal Rumble where they're going, and at that point, we'll see. So, but yeah, that's the deal.
Man, what a difference 24 hours can make when flat out somebody tells you that you're full of crap. So, you know. Listen, how he stammers over himself because he knows that he's got to tell his readers that he got caught in a lie, that he got caught reporting lies. Plans change, and even at the one with Garrett, he's talking about how this may change. Hold on, this may change. In other words, what he's telling you guys is, I can't independently verify this, so take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. Take everything, but no, Dave doesn't do that. Dave doesn't sit there and say, this is just a rumor. And I'm sorry, Dave, but you sitting there going, this may change, doesn't absolve you from the fact that you reported something as fact, and it turned out to be bullshit. Now, could The Rock show up at, I think it's pretty obvious he's going to show up at Saturday night's main event. If he, maybe, I'll say this, take this with a grain of salt. This is just me spitballing. I'm not in the know like Dave Meltzer claims to be. But if I'm booking all this, then I have him show up on NBC on Saturday night. And if you're really, really smart, WWE, you'll advertise it. When is that Saturday night main event? Hold on. It's December 14th. And let me see here. Golly, they've done a lot of these over the years. It's in Uniondale, New York at the Nassau Coliseum. So, New York crowd, if I'm WWE, I'm advertising that he will be there. Because A, it's on NBC and you're going to want to pop a rating. 2, it's going to sell tickets. And 3, it helps continue storylines. Now, December the 14th, when the Royal Rumble is February 1st for some reason this year, which is crazy. Yeah, February 1st. Well, they've always done it in January. So you're going to go from December 14th, because they're treating this Saturday night main event thing like it's a huge pay-per-view, as they should. You're going to go from December 14th. They don't do a PLE in December anymore because of Christmas. You're going to go from all the way through then, all the way through January, and you're going to tell me that they got the big Netflix show in January too. So January 6th. Wait, is that date right? Oh boy, January 6th. Okay. But anyway, you're going to have go from December 14th to January 6th. That's a month to promote that. They're going to do something big for that Raw. You have to. For the first few weeks, easy for me to say, that Netflix Raw is on Netflix, you're going to have big stacked up shows. And The Rock being there would certainly pull in live numbers. Because if you honestly think that Netflix is not going to look at these live numbers and see if they're actually drawing, you're out of your mind. They're paying them a pretty good chunk of change to be there. They want live viewers. They want this to be, yes, they've done a few live events in the past, but they want this. They're going to use this as a litmus test to see if live sporting events will work on their network or on their service. They're going to want at least 2 million a week. So The Rock is a good way to put that over. Then you got the Royal Rumble. Will The Rock show up there? February is Elimination Chamber. We don't know where that's going to be or when that's going to be or if that's going to be this year. But anyway, to say that The Rock, things change. He said it's bullshit. Like he's mocking it. Yeah, he called you a liar, Dave, and the only thing you could do is sit there and stammer and stutter and in your office that's flooded with papers like it's a 1920s newspaper office when, you know, the dude still prints off things instead of just having a laptop there in front of him with a bunch of tabs open like normal people do. But yeah, Dave, you got caught and you got called out by the man himself because you're full of crap. You know you're full of crap. And you know what? Once again, the world has been shown point blank that you're full of crap. You've aged out of the business, Dave. Hang it up, dude. You talk all the time about people needing to retire. Take a good long look in the mirror, my friend. You know, you should have been out of this game years ago. Anyway, folks, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Dave Meltzer, once again, getting called out on his bullcrap, and all he could do is stammer and stutter. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. We'll see you down the road.